Dear students, we will start our previous lecture on menstrual cycle. So we have seen three stages of menstrual cycle. First, menstruation or destruction stage. Second, proliferation stage. Third, ovulation stage. And now fourth is the luteal or secretory phase. This luteal phase is the longest phase and runs from 15th to 28th day. Means after ovulation it continues up to the end of the menstrual cycle and it lasts for about 14 days. So this is the long secretory phase. Because the Graafian follicle has ruptured, there is an immediate decline in estrogen produced and released. The cells of ruptured follicle are stimulated by luteinizing hormone to form the corpus luteum. Means whenever the ovum is ruptured from Graafian follicle and it contracts, this follicle contracts and shrinks and forms the corpus luteum. The corpus luteum secretes large amount of progesterone and some estrogen also. The corpus luteum is maintained by luteinizing hormone. As a result of the combined hormonal action, but mainly that of progesterone, the endometrium begins its secretory phase. It continues to increase in size, its glands becomes enlarged and coiled and undergo their maximal secretory activities. The uterus is thus prepared for implantation if fertilization occurs. If fertilization does not occur, the corpus luteum degenerates. This results in a sharp fall in the concentrations of progesterone and estrogen. This causes the endometrial glands to stop secretion. The blood vessels of the endometrium, involutes, and the tissues of the uterine wall begin to die. These activities constitute a premenstrual phase. If fertilization occurs, the corpus luteum is maintained and continues to secrete progesterone and estrogen. So this is about the luteal or secretory phase. If ovum successfully implants after fertilization, then it grows into the embryo, and if does not fertilize, then it breaks down and the menstrual cycle begins. In this way, after menstruation, construction is there, ovulation is there, implantation is there, and if not fertilized, again it collapses and menstruation starts. So this is the cycle of 28 days. So hormonal control of the female reproductive cycle, whatever we have seen now, which hormones play a key role. Yet now we have seen the four hormones: luteinizing hormone, follicle stimulating hormone, estrogen, testosterone. Now the ovarian and menstrual cycles of a female reproduction are regulated by hormones produced by hypothalamus in the brain, then pituitary in lower brain, and ovaries. The pattern of activation and inhibition of these hormones, that is hypothalamus, pituitary, and ovaries secreting, are varies between phase of reproductive cycle. So these hormones are different in different phases, that we have already seen in previous, that FSH, luteinizing hormone, then in spite of that two hormones are also there, testosterone and estrogen. The hypothalamus and pituitary, these are the endocrine glands in the brain, Pituitary is the master gland which controls all endocrine glands. The hypothalamus is located centrally in the brain and communicates by way of an exchange of blood with the pituitary gland. Several neuroendocrine agents or hormones are produced by the hypothalamus. The most important hormone for reproduction is called gonadotropin hormone or gonadotropin releasing hormone, GnRH, gonadotropin releasing hormone, and better known as a short GnRH. It is released in the rhythmic fashion every 60 to 120 minutes. So gonadotropin releasing hormone stimulates the pituitary gland to produce follicle stimulating hormone. So FSH is stimulated for its release by GnRH, and the hormone responsible for starting follicle or egg development and causing the level of estrogen, the primary female hormone, to rise. Means estrogen will rise in its level, then luteinizing hormone, then the other reproductive pituitary hormones aids or supports in egg maturation and provides the hormonal trigger to cause ovulation and the release of eggs from the ovary. And in this way, these glands, endocrine glands, control the secretion by its hormone. Now, ovarian hormones or ovary. The main function of ovaries is the production of eggs and hormones. At birth, the ovaries contain several million immature eggs. No new eggs will be developed after birth. These eggs are constantly undergoing a process of development and loss. Most will die without reaching maturity. And this process of egg loss occurs at all times, including before birth, before puberty, and while on birth control pills. The ovary undergoes a constant process of egg depletion throughout its lifetime, as the levels of FSH and LH in the blood increases with puberty. The egg begins to mature and a collection of fluid, the follicle, begins to develop around each one. The first day of menses or in the menstrual cycle is identified as cycle day 1. Estrogen is at the low point, therefore the pituitary secretes follicle stimulating hormone and luteinizing hormone, a process which actually begins before the onset of menses. These hormones in turn stimulate the growth of several ovarian follicles, and each containing one egg. The number of follicles in the monthly cohort of developing follicles is unique to each individual. One follicle will soon begin to grow faster than others, and this is called dominant follicle. As the follicle grows, blood level of estrogen rises significantly by cycle day 7, means 1 week, and this increase in estrogen begins to inhibit the secretion of follicle stimulating hormone, and the fall in FSH allows smaller follicles to die off. They are in effect starved of FSH. The combination of FSH and LH, that is luteinizing hormone and follicle stimulating hormone, and estrogen has a positive feedback effect, causing the release of more and more estrogen, follicle stimulating hormone, and luteinizing hormone. Estrogen causes the muscle and the lining layers of the uterus to grow thicker. It becomes strong, supportive in preparation for the possible embryo. The surge of LH on or about day 14 ovulation causes ovulation, that is, ovulation means the release of an egg from the follicle is called as ovulation. The ovum enters the oviduct or fallopian tube and travels towards the uterus. Along the way, it may or may not meet up with a sperm cell and become fertilized. If not meet to the sperm, the egg will be unfertilized. That's very natural. The remaining section of the follicle develops into the corpus luteum or yellow body, which secretes the hormone progesterone for several days. Progesterone has the effect of maintaining the lining of the uterus and developing more blood vessels. This would be necessary for the interchange of materials with an embryo developing from a fertilized egg if present. The combination of estrogen and progesterone and has a negative feedback effect on the pituitary, stopping the release of FSH and LH. So this is the diagram in which the stages of menstrual cycle are depicted or shown, in which the rising and falling of hormone levels results in the progression of the ovarian and menstrual cycle. In short, this is the size of follicle and corpus luteum. Then second thing is the changes occur in uterine endometrial wall, and in third, the rising and fall of the hormones, which are playing a key role in different levels of menstruation. So the size at the beginning is very small. Whenever the animal gets mature and develops, the follicles start to grow and finally becomes Graafian follicle. These are growing follicles. This is Graafian follicle, where ovum is taken alive, started. Whenever ovum comes outside by rupturing this follicle, then it empty, because ovum is released from here. So this bag is nothing but the corpus luteum. So these are the cycles of growing the cells. Simultaneously, as this process is continuous, the second process is continuous in second phase. The wall of this endometrium becomes thick and thick and thick every day, and after 28 days, if ovum does not come here and set up for growing it or fertilize it, then the whole wall is collapsed and becomes a simple wall in this way. So these are the blood vessels, these are the mucous glands, and these are the endometrial layering, mucous layering. Changes uterine endometrium, these are the changes in uterine. And hormone levels at the beginning, whenever the new cycle starts, the hormone layer FSH and estrogen works optimally, and then as the endometrial wall increases, the estrogen works are released at its peak point, and then it's fall down at the end. The LH and FSH level also falls down at the end of this cycle, and this is the 14th day is the fertilization period where ovum is developed. If it is fertilized, then okay. If not fertilized, it releases along with this MC and everything is fall down. So this is the 0, this is the 5th day, this is the menstrual phase. Then from 5th day to 14th day, this is the follicular phase, follicle formation occurs. Then on 14th day, ovulatory phase when ovum is developed. And after 14th day to 28th day, this is the luteal phase when corpus luteum is formed from the growing follicle. This one is this one up to this one. This is the total cycle, and this phase occurs in this last phase. And in this way, the menstrual cycle works or carries the formation of endometrial wall and fall down of the endometrial wall. Means endometrial wall is preparing every 25 days, 28 days, and falls up after the same if egg is not implanted in the wall. Means this wall is waiting for the fertilized ovum or fertilized egg which develops into the embryo in this wall, and in this way this cycle is completed. Or we can briefing this topic here, and we are going to stop this topic here, and menstrual cycle is completed. If you would like to know in Marathi, असं म्हणता येईल की गर्भाशयाच्या पेशवीच्या भिंतीच्या आतल्या बाजूला म्हणजे एंडोमेट्रियम ज्याला म्हणतो आपण, तिथं एंडोमेट्रियम आधी इतकी बारीक असते बघा, अगदी आपल्या शेवटच्या बोटापेक्षाही बारीक असते, आणि ती वाढत 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 जाऊन आपल्या 3 बोटा इतकी जाड होऊन जाते, आणि त्या भिंतीमध्ये जर का ते डेव्हलप झालेलं फर्टिलाइज झालेलं ओव्हम आलं म्हणजे अंडा आलं, अंडाशय आलं, तर ते तिथं गर्भ म्हणून डेव्हलप व्हायला सुरुवात होते. ते जर का सुरुवात नाही झाली तर ही भिंत पूर्ण कोलॅप्स होते एंडोमेट्रियम, आणि मेन्स्ट्रुएशन चालतो. मेन्स्ट्रुएशन म्हणजे मग ही सगळी भिंत जी पडत जाते थोडी 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 4-5 दिवसपर्यंत पडत राहते. सगळ्या पेशी सगळ्या मरत जातात, इथल्या ओव्हमसुद्धा मरून जातो आणि बॉडीच्या बाहेर फेकला जातो, कारण तो फर्टिलायझड नसतो म्हणून तो बाहेर फेकला जातो. आणि ही सगळी प्रक्रिया करण्यासाठी हे जे हार्मोन्स आहेत बघा, फॉलिकल स्टिम्युलेटिंग हार्मोन, एस्ट्रोजेन, ल्युटेनायझिंग हार्मोन, हे सगळ्या हार्मोन्सची लेवल हे चारी आणि हा प्रोजेस्टेरॉन खालचा, हे चारही हार्मोन्सची लेवल कोणत्या वेळेला फॉलिकल डेव्हलप असताना एफएसएच काम करतो बघा. त्यानंतर ग्राफिन फॉलिकल तयार झाला का मग एस्ट्रोजन काम करायला सुरुवात करतो आणि तो ब्रेक होईपर्यंत काम करतो. त्यानंतर कॉर्पस ल्युटेम तयार करायला एस्ट्रोजन पुन्हा मदत करतो आणि तो पुन्हा कमी 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 होत जातो. त्यानंतर हे झाल्यानंतर इथं प्रोजेस्टेरॉन या भिंतीची तयार व्हायला काम मदत करतो. तर अशा ज्या सगळ्या गोष्टी या फिगरवरून आपल्या लक्षात येतात, आणि हा पुन्हा 28 दिवसाच्या कार्याची विभागणी. आणि हे 3 त्या भिंतीमध्ये होणारे बदल, एक म्हणजे अंडाशयातले बदल, 2 म्हणजे गर्भविष्याच्या भिंतीतले बदल, आणि 3 म्हणजे हे सगळे बदलांना मदत करणाऱ्या संप्रेरक म्हणजे हार्मोन्सचा बदल. असे 3 बदल आहेत. हार्मोन्सना आपण संप्रेरक म्हणतो. अशा पद्धतीने आपण आजचे टॉपिक हे इथेच कन्सल्ट करूया, आणि नेक्स्ट टॉपिक नेक्स्ट पिरियडला बघूया. टिल देन ओके, सी यू.